I am Technical Sergeant Jeremiah Salyers, Military Training Instructor Trainer, and I will be your narrator for today's ceremony. Today's basic military training graduation is a celebration of the achievements of these graduates. It is also a ceremony that both teaches and appreciates our military heritage. Drill is an integral part of military history, a prominence that rests on the fact that its fundamental purpose was to prepare troops for battle. For the most part, drill procedures practiced in the past were identical to the tactical maneuvers employed on the battlefield. It was this aspect of drill which made it such an important part of training. Even today, drill remains a necessary and useful training activity for instilling discipline and esprit de corps. Over 240 years ago, General Washington enlisted the assistance of Baron von Steuben, a distinguished Prussian officer, to help instill discipline. Baron von Steuben arrived at Valley Forge in February of 1778, facing an army of several thousand undisciplined, half-starved, wretched men in rags. To correct these conditions, he set to work immediately and wrote the regulations designed to teach the discipline of drill to a model company of 120 selected men. Discipline became a part of the military for these individuals as they learned to respond to commands without hesitation. As they mastered the art of drill and began to work as a team, this group developed a collective sense of pride in themselves and in their unit. Watching this model company perform, observers were amazed to see how quickly and efficiently the troops could be amassed and maneuvered into different battle formations. Later, the members of this model company were assigned throughout the regular army to teach drill. It was through this simple emphasis on drill that the effectiveness and efficiency of Washington's Continental Army were improved. In 1789, Baron von Steuben wrote the American Army's first field manual, the regulations for the order and discipline of the troops of the United States. The drill procedures placed into effect at Valley Forge remained unchanged for over 85 years, and many of these same procedures are still in use today. One form of drill is the salute. Since early times, men-at-arms have used some form of a salute as an exchange of greeting, the most popular of which has been the hand salute. This exchange has been preserved and its use continued in all modern militaries, which inherit their traditions from the age of chivalry. Throughout today's ceremony, you will see the flights presenting arms as one form of the military salute. The civilian counterpart of the salute is manifested in various ways, such as placing the right hand over the heart when the national anthem is played, or raising the hand when greeting a friend. The military salute is given in the same manner as a gesture of recognition and a friendly greeting to a comrade in the honorable profession of arms. To maintain the proper decorum and respect for events such as this, we ask that you abide by the following standards while you are here. First, there will be times that you will be asked to stand for the invocation, the playing of the national anthem, the playing of the Air Force song, the reciting of the oath of enlistment, and the Airman's Creed. Second, we ask that you remain silent during these times, reflecting on the price that has been paid for our freedom. Third, we ask that you pay respect to our flag during the national anthem and as it passes during the review. Military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute. Civilians should stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. After the last note of the national anthem and after the flags have passed, you may return your hand to your side. As flights pass in review, applause is appropriate, but please limit that applause so that others may hear the narration of the names and hometowns of the military training instructors. Please reserve the strictest respect during our oath of enlistment. During the oath, service members pledge their lives to support and defend the Constitution and our country. At this time, please find a place to sit. Thank you, and enjoy today's ceremony.
That's a burn. Yes. It's a bird. It's not a fly. It's a bird.
Hey, they're in.
So that means they're going, that winter's coming. So winter's coming over?
Which is where I'll be next week.
We could do a slow-mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, rendering a flying salute to our graduating airmen is KC-46 Alpha Pegasus, call sign PAC-92. PAC-92 is flown by Lieutenant Colonel Splendor, Captain Webley, Captain McKenna, 2018, 2019, and 2022 BMT graduates, Staff Sergeant Moore, Senior Airman Parker, and Airman First Class Desarrocios. This aircraft is from the 133rd Air Refueling Squadron, 157th Air Refueling Wing, Pease Air National Guard Base, Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party. Please remain standing for the invocation given by Chaplain Ozjan.
Please pray in your tradition, as I do in mine. O God of heavenly powers, our source of strength and hope, we ask for your hand to be upon us today. Please embrace us, embrace our MTIs, our commanders, our staff, our graduates and their loved ones, as we take one step forward today. With their marches, drills, classes, and all grading now complete, may they strive toward excellence in all they do. May the applause quieted. When the applause quieted, may they celebrate and lift up those around them. When the speech is concluded, may their voices rise up to pronounce peace and justice for our community, our country, and the world. When the fanfare ceased, may they find bliss in the future endeavors and adventures. When the path to advancement is challenged, may their achievements grow and enrich our family, their family, our country, and the world in a mysterious way. A new career starts today. May they find their life works with integrity, service, and excellence, so that peace, friendship, and justice will be accomplished for our nation and the world. In many beautiful names you have we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. Good morning, and welcome to today's Basic Military Training Graduation Ceremony. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the host for today's ceremony, the Commander, Air Force Basic Military Training, Colonel Billy Wilson, Jr., accompanied by his wife, Liza. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Air Force Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Dan Anderson. The Reviewing Official, the Commander, 157th Air Refueling Wing, Colonel Nelson Perrin. The Command Chief, 157th Air Refueling Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Kevin Ryder. From the Graduating Squadron, the Commander, 321st Training Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Rodolfo Orozco, accompanied by his wife, Angela. The Senior Enlisted Leader, 321st Training Squadron, Chief Master Sergeant Valeria Andrade. Also in attendance with us today, the Deputy Commander, 37th Training Wing, Colonel John Odell III, accompanied by his wife, Josefina. The Command Chief, 37th Training Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Carlos Damian. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737th Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. Our Commander of Airmen is Master Sergeant Emma Hoffman. Colonel Perrin will review today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated.
Ma'am, the parade is formed. Take your post. Hold up. Hold up. Halt. Receive the report. Face flag down. Colors, Adam, cats. U.S. flag down. Green march. Section 1, all present or accounted for. Ma'am. Section 2, all present or accounted for. Ma'am. Section 3, all present or accounted for. Ma'am. Section 4, all present or accounted for. Ma'am. Ma'am, all present or accounted for. Publish the orders. Attention to orders. Seatbelt for the day. Non-commissioned officers of the day. Technical Sergeant Ransom. Flight order of Lieutenant Colonel Orozco. Officers.
Over the last 7.5 weeks, the men and women before you have transformed from civilians into motivated, disciplined warriors with the foundation to serve in the most powerful military the world has ever known. Once they leave basic military training, they will continue on to technical training to learn the skills needed to perform in one of 118 specialties. They will then move on to serve at one of 84 installations around the globe or work directly with our sister services. As they move on to technical training, they will continue to focus on adapting to military requirements, achieving occupational proficiency, and learning how to be highly productive members of the armed forces. These men and women will prepare for increased responsibilities and must ensure they are trained, qualified, and ready to deploy and operate in an expeditionary environment. These graduates are the future of our national defense and will pave the way for the generations that will follow. Seven 37th Training Group, United States Air Force, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas. Subject, Commander's Excellence. The Commander's Excellence streamer is awarded to Flight 640 for their significant accomplishment demonstrating teamwork, excellence, and esprit de corps during the period of 25 September 2023 to 9 November 2023. Signed, Billy Wilson Colonel, Jr., Colonel, United States Air Force. The Commander's Excellence flight was led by Master Sergeant Hyde and Staff Sergeant Muniz. Of the hundreds of thousands of American citizens that enter the workforce each year, less than 1% have joined the ranks of the United States military. The graduates before you have reached a milestone in their military journey and will require your continued support to assist them in their future endeavors. Graduates passing in review today represent a portion of the 35,000 men and women who will complete basic military training this year. The 737 training group provides all recruits the essential military training to become motivated members of the world's greatest Air Force. The military training instructors are responsible for the indoctrination, development, and discipline of the airmen. They have dedicated endless hours to ensure all training objectives are met. Today's graduates have proven through academic studies, military training, physical training, and the development of teamwork that they are ready to take their place in the United States Armed Forces. As our graduates turn left onto the bomb run to pass and review, they will march over the Enlisted Heroes Walk. The men and women recognized on the pavers have been awarded our nation's highest honors, representing heroic and unselfish actions as members of the United States military in armed conflict. Their decorations include 9 Medals of Honor, 23 Air Force Crosses, and 162 Silver Stars awarded for bravery during encounters with hostile enemy combatants. These enlisted heroes serve to inspire all service members to execute their duties courageously and with honor in their service to this great nation. We would like to direct your attention to our national, state, and territorial flags. As these flags pass in review, please stand and render the appropriate courtesies for our national flag. As a reminder, military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute. We ask that our civilian guests stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may either render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. Once the flags have passed, please be courteous of others and be seated in order to allow all our guests the opportunity to view the flags as they pass in review. Now passing in review, the Commander of Airmen, Master Sergeant Emma Hoffman, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown, Chihuahua, Mexico. The Drum and Bugle Corps, Flight 653 and 654, led by Technical Sergeant Mark Julius Gabriel, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Tarlac, Philippines. Flight 641, led by Technical Sergeant Corey Wood, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Peyton, Colorado. Flight 642, led by Technical Sergeant Michael Jones, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Academic Excellence Flight, Flight 643, led by Technical Sergeant Brian Swatsky, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Flower Mound, Texas. Flight 644, led by Staff Sergeant Thomas Schultz, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Springfield, Massachusetts. Flight 645, led by Technical Sergeant Terrell Greer, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Youngstown, Ohio. Flight 646, led by Staff Sergeant Michael Perez, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Memphis, Tennessee. PT Excellence Flight, Flight 647, led by Technical Sergeant William Anderson, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown, Cedar Key, Florida. The Color Guard, led by Technical Sergeant Nathan Sear, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown, Detroit, Michigan. Flight 639 and Commander's Excellence Flight, Flight 640, led by Technical Sergeant Austin Gregg, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown, Chatham, Illinois.
Cut up! Cut!
Flight 648, led by Technical Sergeant Andrew Stein, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Eaton Rapids, Michigan. Flight 649, led by Staff Sergeant Micah Arabia, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Eva Beach, Hawaii. Flight 650, led by Technical Sergeant Nathan Simon, military training instructor, hometown, Mount Airy, Maryland. Flight 651, led by Technical Sergeant Mitchell Van, military training instructor, hometown, Jacksonville, Florida. Flight 652, led by Technical Sergeant Brian Weber, military training instructor, hometown, Tampa, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing and singing of the United States Air Force song. Thank you. You may be seated. Musical support for this morning's ceremony has been provided by the graduates from Flight 653 and 654, performing under the direction of Technical Sergeant Matthew Zettelmoyer, military training instructor, hometown, Augusta, Georgia. These individuals have been hand-selected to perform for today's ceremony. In addition to completing all basic training syllabus and training requirements, Drum and Bugle Corps members commit additional training hours for practice throughout their weeks of training. Their extra effort and commitment demonstrate teamwork and the Air Force's core value, service before self. With each Drum and Bugle Corps performance, they honor the long-standing tradition of live music at formal military ceremonies. We would like to take a moment to congratulate all of our honor graduates as well as their families. Basic military training honor graduates distinguish themselves by being ranked in the top 10% of all graduates in their class. The exceptional personal dedication, integrity, service before self, and sustained excellence they displayed throughout basic military training earned them this outstanding distinction. As the flights march forward for the oath of enlistment, we would like to thank all of the families and friends who are here in support of those graduating today for your support to our mission and the greatest air power the world has ever known. Your words of encouragement has helped motivate these graduates through 7.5 weeks of basic military training. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Master Sergeant Ryder will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Good morning. Good morning and welcome. What an honor to look out into the audience and see all the families today. 7.5 weeks ago, one second. Can you hear me now? Can anyone hear me now?
Nope.
Can you hear me now? No one out there. Can you hear me now? Flexibility is the key to air power. Let's start with that. Well, good morning and welcome. What an honor it is to stand out here and see all the families in the audience. 7.5 weeks ago, you entrusted us with your most valuable resource. Your sons, your daughters, your husbands, your wives, and your loved ones. Your support has pushed these airmen to successfully complete basic military training and join the world's greatest air and space forces. So I want to take this opportunity to say thank you, and I really want to say thank you for your trust. It is my great honor to introduce the 788 Airmen of the 321st Training Squadron, our nation's newest airmen. So give them a round of applause. Now to the airmen, it is an honor and privilege to stand before you on this momentous occasion. Today, we celebrate not just the culmination of weeks of training, but the beginning of a remarkable journey that each of you is about to embark upon. First and foremost, let us take a moment to acknowledge the sacrifices and dedication that have brought you all here today. You have faced physical and mental challenges, early mornings, long days, and you've demonstrated a level of discipline and resilience that has set you apart. Welcome to the 1%. But remember, this is only the beginning, and you will face many challenges ahead. But you're armed to address those challenges and tackle them at every chance. As you don the blue uniform, you become a part of a tradition that spans generations. It's a legacy of courage, of honor, service, and it's your commitment to the core values of integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. These will guide you throughout your career, as they've guided me. And they are not just words. They're the foundation upon which the Air Force is built. So please never forget them. During your training, you have developed an unwavering sense of teamwork and camaraderie. And in the Air Force, you are never alone. Your fellow airmen are your brothers, and they're your sisters. And together, you will form a family. So lean on each other, support one another, and remember that your bonds will be a source of strength as you face the challenges that lie ahead. You are joining an organization with a profound mission: to fly, fight, and win in air, space, and cyberspace. Now, your roles, they'll be varied, but your collective purpose is singular: to protect our nation and ensure its security. Your training has equipped you with the resources you need and the knowledge to excel. Now it's time to take those skills and make a difference in the world. As you stand here today, remember the responsibility that you carry, not only to your country, but also to the values that have been instilled inside of you. The core values are a call to action, a reminder of the high standards you must uphold at all times. Never forget that you're the guardians of freedom and our nation's sword and shield. So in conclusion, I want to leave you with a few key thoughts. Always aim high. You are now part of the Aim High, Fly, Fight, and Win family. Embrace the challenges ahead with the same determination and spirit that brought you here today. Stay true to the core values that define the Air Force. And remember, you are never alone on this journey, for your fellow airmen are your greatest support. And lastly, always be proud of your service and the sacrifices that you make for our great nation. Now, I just have one question for you. Are you prepared to join the ranks of the world's greatest air and space forces? They're ready. Live free or die.
Please stand as Colonel Perrin will now administer the oath of enlistment. Instructors, place your flights at attention.
Now raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm. That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States. And the orders of the officers appointed over me. According to regulation and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Airmen, welcome to the world's greatest air and space force.
Thank you, Chief Master Sergeant Ryder and Colonel Perrin. Please remain standing while our graduates recite the Airman's Creed and for the departure of the official party. I am an American Airman.
I am a warrior. I have answered my nation's call. I am an American Airman. My mission is to fly, fight, and win. I am faithful to a proud heritage, a tradition of honor, and a legacy of valor. I am an American Airman, guardian of freedom and justice. My nation's sword and shield, its century and avenger. I defend my country with my life. I am an American Airman, wingman, leader, warrior. I will never leave an airman behind. I will never falter, and I will not fail. Pick him up. Ready, two, run up, play.
As a reminder, military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute as the U.S. flags pass. We ask that our civilian guests stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may either render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. Once the flags have passed, please be courteous of others and be seated in order to allow all of our guests the opportunity to view the flags as they pass. As a reminder, the flights are positioned as viewed from the bleachers to the left of the reviewing stand. Flight 641, 642, 643, 644, 645, 646, 647, and to the right of the reviewing stand, Flight 648, 649, 650, 651, 652. Please remain in your seating area. The graduates will be dismissed momentarily. Town pass ends at 1800 hours. When dropping off members, please stay in your vehicle. Family members are not authorized to enter any training area. Please be careful while exiting the bleachers and while moving on to the grassy areas. For your safety, we also ask that you refrain from climbing the guardrails and only use the stairs to exit the bleachers. Thank you, and please enjoy your stay at the 37th Training Wing, Joint Base, San Antonio-Lackland, Texas.
The camera will be.
Airmen, if you lost your flight cap, report to the podium to retrieve it. All graduates are now dismissed to their families.